Good afternoon. It's Lindsay. It's February 3rd, 2026. And for February, it's really warm outside today. It's a nice day. And so I decided I would go to my favorite graveyard in San Antonio here at the Mission. What's it called? Mission Park, whatever. I've been here many times, but nonetheless, it's so nice outside. I had to get out and well, I didn't have to, but I decided to get out of my house and come here and look around and also talk a little bit about, oh my God, you know, it's whenever a person is too cognizant of their surroundings and you pick up on too many things going on around you, all the little synchronicities and patterns and whatnot, like I do, because I pay so close attention to, oh my God, I just came across a Baldwin on accident. As soon I'm just walking this way, and as I'm walking in the direction right towards a Baldwin grave. Complete accident, I swear to God. And this is a big cemetery, and it just so happens that right as I'm heading wherever I was going, whatever direction, what the fuck direction? North, east, kind of east. I had come across a Baldwin graveyard. Anyway, that's my last name is Baldwin. Wow. But anyway, so yeah, I'm fascinated with cemeteries and the afterlife and the unknown and all this kind of stuff. And wow, Clarence Baldwin, January 8th, 1896, December 3rd, 1962. Wow. And then we have Viola S. Baldwin, February 15th, 1898, April 28th, 1981. I doubt. I mean, that's a very common last name, but you never know. I could be related somehow, but I doubt it. Nonetheless, that was just random. That was weird. I wasn't expecting that. I look up and all of a sudden I see my name in the gravestone, the tombstone. Woo! Yeah, maybe that's a sign. Hmm. I don't know what it is. What I get. When I go to cemeteries, there's always certain areas that I'm drawn to, kind of like led by that voice in my head. I guess feels like it, but so like the patterns, and when you pick up on all the stuff going on around you, and you just bombard yourself with thoughts and overthink things like I do, because I like to analyze everything. Um, because it's a problem because it's most people don't do that. They don't pick up on patterns, pattern recognition, and things like that as easily or as naturally. And so it kind of just makes me look like I'm too serious all the time. And I am a serious person. I take life seriously, but I also know how to enjoy myself and have fun. But that's always misinterpreted as well, because people think, oh, if you look silly or have laugh, then you're crazy. And if you're looking serious all the time, then you're just boring and stuck up, or superficial or arrogant. And I don't. Those are the kinds of labels that society likes to stamp on people whenever they don't understand somebody or care to get to know a person. Instead, everybody, we know that everybody judges you by appearance. It's all about appearance and about the way you carry yourself. But yeah, the truth is, I've got enough confidence to walk into any room that I want to and not be intimidated by the people in a room. That's not my problem. My problem is that and nowadays I don't even care if I look like the biggest fucking fool in a room, because that's happened to me so many times as well in the past. where I was so humiliated and mocked and ridiculed that it really, it used to get to me a lot, and I would get my feelings hurt. But now I realize that it's not. It's just that I don't take it like that anymore. But I still enjoy, my solitude and my craft of tapping into the higher realm of a different dimension. Like a kind of the third eye thing, if you want to call it that. Because I don't believe, but I know that once you've opened that third eye, that pineal gland, it never, it doesn't close. You can't close it. At least I can't. I cannot. And I'm so hyper in tune to every little thing going on around me that it just I can't control it. I cannot control it. I cannot. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, I'm just talking to myself to update about what I'm doing and how ooh, there's a vault. I have to check that out. It's one of these it's an open it's an open, what are they called? Not a mortuary. No. Kind of, maybe it's kind of a little mortuary type thing. It looks like it's open. Maybe not. God, yeah, but yeah, it's weird that that I don't go to the gym anymore, but I might. Don't know what's going to happen with that, what the future holds, but I sometimes enjoy being out and being in the that kind of environment because I enjoy. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't, you know. But sometimes you have to take a break, a sabbatical from things to get your mind clear and to focus on other things. And so that's what I do. That's what I've been doing, and to rediscover what I want and what I'm doing and how I'm going to do that. And that takes a lot of it takes a lot of being alone and processing and really trying to think and but me, I overthink. But still, I see the signs and patterns, and I pick up on behavior patterns and other things like that. So of course, there you go. I uh, I go with my intuition, and most of the time I'm right about certain things. And here's something else that's really weird: is I had talked about before how I thought that maybe Bob Sussman, this man who my mother was married to, that man who he's a criminal defense attorney. My mother Kenny was married to him, and he died, supposedly died in 2009. Yeah, 2009. Yeah, it's 2009, from a heart attack after getting off of a plane in Houston at the airport, Intercontinental Airport. But as I've suspected for a long time, that maybe he faked his own death. And I have my reasons to believe that. And I was noticing, I tend to, when I do my research and to try to find out things about what I need to know about certain people, or because now when I meet a person and they want to, I have to get to know them more before I have to try to get to know them before I allow them in my house. I prefer to do that to get a little bit of background on them. So I do some research, and there's a certain website that I go to which will give you information about, well, anybody can access it, and it's not, most of these things you have to pay for. I don't pay anything. I just go to it, and there's all the information right there. I don't have to pay anything. And so it's like a website that most people have never heard of. And so I was looking at that the other day, and often I do research on myself. I type in my own name, to find out, and it keeps on changing. I keep going back. Oh, look at the butterfly. Oh, look at those. I keep on going back to that website, and every time I go there and look up my own name, it change like all the information keeps changing. They keep adding like new people who I've never heard of, like because it tells you like a list of associates and whatnot, and people, and I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Who are these people? Last month that I checked, that wasn't there, and all of a sudden it's like they add all these people, and I'm like, okay, that's odd. And I was looking at it again yesterday, and there's some woman named Rhoda. Get this, okay? First of all, it says Bob Sussman is my one of my associates, and when I look up Bob Sussman, it doesn't say that he's dead. It says it claims that he's still alive, that he's 77 years old and he's still alive, is what the website says, according to the records. And his phone is still active with AT&T. I should call that phone number and see if it's because I recognize a phone number that it's Bob's phone number from way back, but it's like he's still apparently, according to that website, he's still alive and he's living in what's his address? His address, he's got an active address in somewhere in Houston. Kind of strange because the reason I talk about Robert Sussman, is because I had gotten a really odd friend Facebook friend request when I first moved to San Antonio in like 2016, and from this woman named Emma West, who was basically looked exactly like Bob Sussman but dressed as a female. And that led me to think that, okay, maybe Bob faked his own death, because you never know why or what happened, and I don't know, but I still suspect that he could be alive. And then when I was going to the gym a lot, the gym that I like, the gym where the one that's far away, the only gold gym that I well, my favorite one, let's just put it that way, the Legacy Trails, the gym that I like to go to, where I felt like I was respected more there, and yeah, whatever. But I noticed that there was a man who I kept seeing there a lot, and he was always wearing black. A lot of times he'd be wearing a black hoodie, and Pacheco, Pacheco, Pacheco. Why does that name sound familiar? Pacheco, Pacheco, Pacheco. Anyway, okay, so John Pacheco, he died young. So anyway, I keep on seeing that, and that man, I would see him over and over again, and he was always he would look at me weird. He definitely made his entrance, because the reason he reminds me of Bob is because Bob was the same way. Like whenever he entered a room, he just had a presence about him that demanded attention without him even trying. He was one of those kinds of people, and this man had that same kind of vibe, where they walk into a room, and it's just kind of like they're not, they're kind of insignificant. I mean, they're sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? They are inconspicuous, yet they still are noticed. If it's like both at the same time, if you know what I mean. Like you can't help but notice, but they're also real low profile kind of type thing. And so this man, I kept seeing him, and he would look at me, and I could pick up on all the synchronicities, the timing of, and it's like this man looked exactly like Bob Sussman. To me, he looked so much like Bob Sussman, and I'm like, is that Bob Sussman? And I never really was able to get a really good look at his face. But one time he did get right next to me on one of those treadmills, and I did kind of looked at him, and I was like, yeah, that looks a lot like Bob Sussman. I can't be sure, but it certainly looked a lot like him. And I wasn't gonna say anything, but I was like, the way he was looking at me and the way I was looking at him, it's like we both kind of recognized each other. It was weird. And that happened you know, that happened months ago at that gym, Gold's Gym. But so anyway, back to this whole this website where you find information about people to do background checks and whatnot. Well, it's all of a sudden Bob Sussman's name is showing up on my profile as my associate or one of my associates, and as well as somebody named Rhoda Baldwin. And then I looked up other people in my family, such as Alan, my supposed uncle or maybe father who's dead. I looked up Ben Baldwin Jr., Ben Baldwin. I looked up my mother's name. I looked up Carter's name. And this Rhoda Baldwin person is affiliated with all of these people. And like, who is this girl? You know, and why would, and it's, I don't know. It's like, is she fucking trying to steal my identity? Or I've never heard of this girl. Is she some kind of a child, a love child from somebody that I don't know about? You never know. But and then I found her on Facebook because it said the girl was in Beverly Hills, California. I was like, okay. And she's my age or a little bit younger than me. Like she's 50 years old or something. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna try to find this girl on Facebook, and I found her. I found a girl named Rhoda Baldwin in Beverly Hills, and I was looking at her as like she could be related to Ben Baldwin or Alan, or it's possible that she is one of the Baldwins. Maybe I don't know. I was like, what the fuck? Because apparently but these kinds of things are just weird because when you find this stuff out, it's like with everything going on in my life, I have to wonder if there's siblings out there or half siblings who I have no idea about because I still don't even know who the fuck my biological father is. I don't even know. And so that for me is like a big treasure hunt, a never ending hunt, treasure chest hunt, whatever, you know. And so I know people don't understand that unless they've gone through it, and they think, well, what's a big deal? Why do you need to know who your biological family is, or what does it matter? Yeah, for me it matters. For me, being that I'm talking loud because there's nobody here. The whole fucking place is empty almost. I see almost nobody at the cemetery. So it's not like I'm talking loud, but nobody can hear me. I mean, I'm saying that I have respect for the dead, but I'm still talking kind of loud, and I'm not trying to talk too loud. But I just find this stuff odd because I find that I can think and concentrate a lot better in cemeteries when it comes down to really trying to get answers to things that I need to know. I can get a lot of focus and concentration in a cemetery for whatever in cemeteries. They're like my favorite places to hang out. Not in the night. I don't. But in the day. In the day, I like to come to them. In the night, it'd be interesting, but I haven't done that before. Not yet, at least. But so so yeah, I'm like, who is this girl? And um, you know, with all this like probate shit that happened in Kerrville, that I know that I was fucking lied to and had things stolen from me, property, values, assets, because I didn't know. And, that's what fucking sucks about the pardon my language, but whenever you're involved in a probate issue and you don't know, like I had no fucking idea. Then nobody told me. Whenever they had the attorney ad litem that was appointed to the case back in 2023, this Luna lady, I didn't know. I told them that I wanted to get my own attorney, and they wouldn't let. They tried so hard to prevent me from hiring my own attorney. They tried very hard to get me to not do that, even though I tried and tried and tried and tried even way back then. So they're trying to make it as difficult as possible for me to get the legal help that I deserve in a case like that. And clearly that means that, well, they must be hiding something. They must be hiding. I mean, I have to me, it's obvious. And I don't care what anybody says. I know that there's something about that is obviously indicative of my not being told the whole truth, my probably being signing documents under duress, which I did, being screwed out of money, which was I was probably entitled to. God knows what was in that safety deposit box at Wells Fargo, but okay. And so there's all these questions, and I like mystery. Don't get me wrong. Everybody likes mystery in life, but when it comes to a battle for what's yours legally or what belongs to you rightfully, when it comes to a deceased person, then that's when I fucking draw the line and I don't play games. I'm not gonna play dumb and let these people fucking play dumb with me, because that's what people do is they play the fucking fool. Notice how the fools win the game, right? The dumbasses are always one getting the jobs, getting the money, getting the promotion. Yet the intelligent people who are quiet in the work environment or wherever and just kind of watch and observe are the ones who get fucked over. So you almost are not given a chance but to play the fool, right? Play stupid, play dumb, play hangman, play stupid, play like you don't know anything, because people, it's just a fact, sociological and psychological fact, that people are drawn to what appeals to them. Vision, the way, appearance is everything when it comes to the work world, when it comes to money, when it comes to relationships. What do they do first? It's all about what they see in front of them. It's this is just a fact of every people know this, that's what gets the attention, is the way a person looks, or the way a person dresses, or the way the way they present themselves. They might be the smartest person in the fucking room. They might be the wealthiest person in the room, but they might not look it. But the person who is a fucking idiot, who maybe looks good or has the fucking suit and tie and the fake talk shit, is the one who is gonna be the thief, stealing from people. I mean, yeah, this is just the way the world is everywhere. It's global. It's a fact. And I mean, you think that, yeah, the truth is always going to win, and you're by being honest and telling the truth. And no, that's not the way the real world works. The real world works by people fucking each other over and screwing each other over to get what they want, whether it's theirs or not. It's a battle. Everything is a fucking battle in this life. Nothing is handed to you until you fight for it. You have to fucking fight. Like I've had to fight, literally battle for everything that I own, that I have had to battle for it, literally fight to get to where I am. Fight, almost dying. Yeah, it's like you have to battle for it. And this is mostly about property, about having a place to fucking live. These people want me destitute, they want me homeless, they want me dead, and I had to fight, 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 and I don't have anything to fucking prove to anybody. But this is the way they make you feel, to pressure you, to make you feel pressured, under obligation to follow their commands. And once you have figured out their fucking game plan and you go against their dogma, this is what they fucking do. They punish you. And I had to learn all that. I had to learn this in order to survive this whole system, this whole thing called life, because I didn't have a choice. I'm alone. I don't have any family support at all now. None whatsoever. And I'm okay with that. I have been lied to and fucked over by every single person in that so called family, except the ones who are dead. And I still don't know who the fuck my biological parents are, or my father. Okay. So, and this is a fact, and I'm stating the facts, that whenever you have to go through a probate case and battle for what's yours and battle for the truth, it's no laughing matter. It is traumatizing. It is debilitating. It does zap your fucking energy when you know that there's people all around you trying to steal from you and exploit you and spy on you illegally, surveilling you. Like as in my case, the neighbors, the fucking everybody, illegally surveilling me, invading my fucking privacy, coming into my house, doing that shit with the leak, making a mess. Why were they doing that? So they could monitor me. The only reason that was happening was so they could have an excuse to see what I was up to and to do their little fucking psychoanalyzation and send it back to the goddamn fusion center. Or because these people they're snitches. They work for the fucking police. I don't care if they're a plumber or a handyman or whatever the fuck. Yeah, but they also work as snitches. And this is the way I've lived my entire life. And the question is why? There's a reason for it. There's got to be a big reason why that would be such a consistent pattern in my life. You see, I see it. I don't care if you or my audience sees it or not. And if I post this fucking video or not, I probably will because I have nothing else to lose. I pretty much have fucking lost everything. At this stage, they've stolen everything from me almost, and they're trying to steal more from me, so I take risks. I have learned that if I don't take a risk, I'll be dead. But I still have to keep things to myself. And here I am confessing here in the graveyard. What a better place to do this. Look at this mausoleum. And that right there is a Freemasonic G. I believe that looks like a, oh no, that's probably just an initial of the people. It looks, no, that's not a Freemason. Well, there are a lot of Freemasons in this cemetery, but that kind of looked like one of those. No, it's not though. I don't think it was. Oh no. Well, what is a G stand? Oh, the last name is Gunther, German. So yeah, these are interesting mausoleums. It's just so strange to think that what happens when you die. You know, what happens when you die, and where do you go, and is that it? Because I'm on both sides. I believe that when you die, and that's it. There's nothing else. But at the same token, I feel that there's more to it that 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 we don't know about, that nobody knows about. So it's just an ambiguous question of life after death. And